Hi, everybody. A lot of times people talk about one-pointed concentration and how important it is that when you're in the midst of a changing world, it's like how in the world can you keep your one-pointed concentration? The fact is, it's not easy to do, but there's a trick that if you can learn how to use the frame of the human body to establish the equivalent of an old-fashioned scale or an old-fashioned yoke, you can actually gather 2 points on the human body, one on the left and one on the right, and feeling them both evenly, no matter how the world around you may move and change, actually surf the changeless place between opposites. And so I have I have an article and a video that tells you how to do that, but basically it means not flitting between so many things that would surface in the thousands of ways to distract and frazzle life. Without knowing how to establish the mystic scale, though, there is not that tool upon which to hold to the center. It's very elusive. Knowing how to gather the 2 points together, establishing the mystic scale and abiding between them, is a way to surf the changeless place between opposites. It's almost like having a pitcher of muddy water, and instead of constantly shaking it and jarring it by flitting it every which way here and there, as with each change in the world around you, instead letting it rest so that the mud can settle and the clear water discovered. The clear water was there even under the mud, but the practice of stillness allowed it to seemingly be produced and experienced. Common earth experience is essentially like muddy water. We're just bombarded by tons of changes around us. The muddy water itself is produced by shaking and stirring, basically mismatching, overreacting, and underreacting to the presentations of life as they arrive. And that's because of not having that mystic scale. With the scale, you can surf the most subtle change and abide as steady in the midst of whatever change may present itself. But the thing is, clear water is present even beneath that muddy water. Muddy water is composed of clear water plus whatever dirt or other foreign elements are there. Clear water is composed of clear water minus whatever dirt or foreign elements are there. So between the two examples, the muddy water, which has both clear water and mud mixed all in, or the clear water, which has clear water minus the mud. In both of these, the clear water is still there, and that, in this example, represents the changeless constant. It's not newly obtained because it was always there, as existence itself is always there. The clear water may seem somehow new, though, even though it's always there beneath the mud, as existence is always there beneath the appearances and the presentations of a changing world. The obscuring 10,000 things, all the things that are changing around you, they are subject to change. They can come and go, but they can also be surfed, and they can be reconciled. It's actually possible to organize the arriving presentations of life's changes so as to abide pristine and timeless in the place of crystal clarity. The appearances can be organized as if around the place of the changeless. When life is presented to the settling pitcher, more life arrives, right? The pitcher has the choice to mismatch those arriving presentations by shaking, stirring with each change, or finding and knowing the mystic scale to surf the place between opposites as those changes arrive in such a way as to not mismatch them. In that place, those arriving presentations are reconciled, and there's no stirring up, no generating additional unfinished business. So it's really the choice of missing the mark or mystically abiding in me, M-E, as it says in the scripture. But I'm not talking about myself, me. For this example, you point to yourself, your own self when you say me. But there's an actual way to do that, and it can be learned, and it's an actual method, which you can find on my website. It's called, in the article called How to Surf or Skateboard Without a Board, the Spiritual Exercises. It seems like that wouldn't even be related to it at all. What does surfing or skateboarding have to do with this practice? But basically, you're going to love this. Surfers basically, they, how can I say this? Oh, man. You're going to like it anyway. So just check out the article, How to Surf or Skateboard Without a Board, the Spiritual Exercises, and you'll understand it. And that's all. Hey, thanks for subscribing and liking. I really appreciate it. All right, bye.